Right, Charles, thanks for that. And the countdown begins, right? Halloween is less than a week away. And if you're thinking about maybe spending your Halloween indoors, you might want to make a creative, fun treat for the kids. So here with us in studio today is our very own Rebecca Weaver. She is joined by a very special guest this morning. Good morning, Rebecca. Thanks for joining us bright and early today.
Hello. Good morning.
Who do we have here this morning?
So I'm sure you all remember from Quarantine Kitchen when Gabriel came in and helped us with our little crescent roll apple slices that we did. And so he is back today to help us with our fun Halloween activity.
We love to see a familiar face in studio. And Gabriel, can you tell the viewers back at home what we're making this morning?
We are making spider pops.
Spider pops, that sounds so fun. And I have a couple here that I'm going to show because they're probably, if Rebecca made them, not only yummy, but they are adorable. Rebecca, can you tell us a little bit how we make these spider pops?
Yeah, for sure. So like you said, COVID has so many things looking different. So many events are different this year, and Halloween is no exception. And so like you said before, if you are going to celebrate more indoors like we are this year, then these are such a fun, creative treat. And so they're so super easy to make. And so basically you're going to need just a few simple ingredients. So we have our apples, we have our chocolates, we have both the dark chocolate and the white chocolate, we have coconut oil, and our popsicle sticks. From there, that's where the magic happens. And so basically what you're going to do is you're going to take a knife and you're going to want to make sure that you're cutting slices of apples that are thick enough to put your actual popsicle stick through. And so in order to do that, you're going to want to cut just a small slice off so that way that side lays flat. And then you'll get rid of that piece, and then you'll cut thick slices of apple just like you've seen that we've done here. And so you're going to want to make sure that you miss that core that's right there. And so if you notice on the ones we've done already, it literally is the core itself is still intact, and then we just made these cute thick slices. And then from there you're going to go ahead and stick a popsicle stick right in.
I have a question for that. How exactly did you do that? Because that's the first thing I thought of is how exactly did you stick the popsicle in there so expertly?
Yeah, so you can do it a couple different ways. And so if you have, you know, just kind of finesse, as I like to call it, you'll just take the middle and you'll stick the popsicle stick right through the middle, going slow and gentle, because if you go too fast, you might risk actually putting the popsicle stick like kind of straight through and it's sticking out, and that's not what you want. Now, if you feel like, I don't really have that much finesse for real, then you can just take your knife and then cut like a little slit right in the middle, and then just insert your popsicle stick from there.
And I could see the ones that I have. Gabriel, I'm pretty sure you decorated these, right? You did a little decor, a little DIY. Is orange and purple your favorite color? Yeah. Well, so the kids can also take part in that and decorate the popsicle sticks as well. Rebecca, can you tell us what the next step is? So once we've got our apple on the popsicle stick.
You want to help, Gabriel? So the next step is you take your apple and then you're going to stick it in your chocolate, your melting chocolate. And so what we did here, go ahead, you can stick yours in, is we did about 4 ounces of our chocolate. And again, we have a bittersweet and we have a white chocolate. And you're going to want to add about
baking chocolates rather than like a regular, chocolate chip?
Correct. So if you're making like chocolate chip cookies or something, it's the same kind of chocolate that you would use. And so there's about 4 ounces of chocolate that we used to 1 teaspoon of coconut oil. And so the coconut oil is what's going to bring that chocolate together. So you're going to put it in the microwave, and you're going to microwave in about 30-second increments because you want it to melt, but you don't want it to like cook and boil. That's not what you're going for.
That was going to be my question. I feel like that's such an easy mistake. My hand is raised because I have definitely burned chocolate before.
I was going to say.
That is not the way to go.
Yes, it is so easy to burn chocolate. And so the coconut oil really kind of helps that process go along smoothly. But again, you have to do it in increments. You put it in, you take it out, stir, put it back in, and then you'll probably only really do it for about 45 seconds is what we did ours, and then ours was perfectly melted. And you stir it to combine it to make sure that you have this great liquid. And then as you see Gabriel doing, you go ahead and you cover.
He's coating it perfectly. He's like really making sure that apple is coated.
Oh my gosh, you gotta have that chocolate, a good thick layer of chocolate. And so you can either dip your popsicle in and roll it around, or you can use a spoon like you see that he's doing. Again, and he's showing you the next step. So the next step will just be to make sure that you drain all of that chocolate off. Otherwise, you're going to have a big gobby gluey mess on your parchment paper. And then so next you're going to take your baking sheet, line it with parchment paper, and the parchment's going to make sure that that chocolate covered apple does not stick once you pull it off. And then you go ahead, you want to place yours over there. And so you see that we've already have some placed on the mat over there. And then you're just going to let them sit for a few minutes. minutes because you want your chocolate to harden a little bit. Once you're
Do you have
waiting,
to put it in the cold to harden, or does it usually just harden, like if you just let it sit?
you actually put it in cold as the last step. So yes,
getting
you're
ahead of myself.
thinking ahead. Exactly. What you're going to do after these are sitting and really kind of solidifying for a minute, you're going to go ahead and take a sandwich bag and fill it with the remaining chocolate that you have, like we did here. From there, you're going to take, just your kitchen your shears, and then you're going to snip a very tiny hole in the bottom of your bag, and then you'll see, I don't know if you can catch that, it's starting to goo out. And then so from there, you're going to take that and you're going to make concentric circles in the middle of your pop. And so you'll go around in spirals, and then you're going to use the opposite chocolate. So if you have a chocolate covered pop, you're going to use your white chocolate to actually do the circles, and vice versa. If you have a white pop, you're going to use your chocolate, and then again you make your circles. From there, you're going to take either a toothpick or a Q-tip, depending on what you have. You can also use a really tiny knife. I'm just going to use this to show you. And then you're going to draw out from the center to make those lines.
That's where the magic happens.
Exactly. And then after you do that, Sophia, that's where your step of refrigerating it comes into play. And you're going to refrigerate it probably about 15 minutes for everything to really harden and come together. And then you will have your beautiful spider pops like you see here.
Just like right here.
Yes.
I love that. And Rebecca made those concentric circles very beautifully. If you have no artistic skill, you can still make this, because that's the fun of decorating a spider
And you
pop.
don't have to have an expertly equipped kitchen either. Like I said, there's so many different life hacks that you can use to make a fun Halloween treat to celebrate inside.
Definitely.
Stay safe.
And if you want to make it yourself, we're going to have this recipe clipped to our website, WCTV.tv, after the show. Thanks so much for joining us, Rebecca.
Happy Halloween.
We'll be right back.